This is Jackie.
And this is Heather.
And welcome to
Millennial Mom Chatter, your go-to podcast for candid conversations and fresh perspectives.
We're just two millennial moms navigating life one hilarious audio message at a time. Join us for laughs, adventures, and real talk. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of our podcast. We're so glad you could join us for another week. We're happy to be back to have some more fun and conversation with you guys. And we've got some exciting stuff in store. So we're looking forward to spilling all the tea and jumping right in. So how's your morning getting started, Heather?
It's good. I just spilled my coffee, but we're good.
Cheers.
I have the remnants here of in the podcast setup. And it just spilt everywhere, but it's good. We're doing good.
It's good. It's Wednesday, so it's like hump day, right? We're almost to the weekend, so all is good.
Yeah, it actually, I feel like this week's going pretty fast.
Yeah. And didn't you just celebrate a birthday in your family?
Yeah. Yeah, Jax had his friends over yesterday, and it was fun. It was chill enough, and I took 2 extra kids home, so 5 kids total. And I was got home and I was like, all right, go to the dining room table. I'll get you your snack. Everyone's doing homework because I wanted everyone to get their homework done so that they could go play. Yeah. And so when the mom came to pick them up, after the pool and pizza and cake and all that, they wouldn't be going home at 8:00 with their homework.
That's smart. You're such a good mom for that.
Wow.
Yeah, mom definitely pat on the back. That's a mom win. And also, wouldn't you say too, at this age, having play dates and having friends over and stuff is just so much easier than what it used to be when they were little.
Oh yeah.
We can give advice to other moms that are out there listening that it's it does get better as the kids get older.
It does. Yeah, and they're all at the age so the youngest is mine at 6, but she's a great swimmer. That doesn't worry me. And then the others are 9 and 11. So I could, while they're in the pool, obviously I checked on them. I personally know them as good swimmers. I know these kids well. So it's not I just have some randos kids home, over and I'm just leaving them. But I was able to watch them through the window and get stuff ready and not feel I had to just be there
of course, yeah.
Pasted.
And then they're you're not having to worry about entertaining these kids too. Because I find that play dates back in the day when they were little, I had to have activities planned. I had to make sure are you hungry? Do you need to go potty? Do you know where the bathroom is? And so now I'm wow, this is a sweet spot. The kids all know how to use the restroom. They all know how to ask for food if they get hungry. They all are just competent little beings. And so I'm just wow, this is a good age. This is fun. Life is just getting started.
No, for sure. And I told the mom, let's have them over more often. We'll do, because it was nice because so our 2 boys and then our other 2 boys are the same grade. So they
nice.
all came and they just did homework together. They all had the same homework.
Oh, perfect.
So it was nice because I'm this is actually nice because everyone did homework nicely because no one wanted to be the one that didn't complete it. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah. They all want to go have fun.
Well, so it was almost not a competition, but it was nice. If they did that on their own, they wouldn't have gotten it done as quick.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there'd be whining and complaining as typical kids do.
Robert came over because Rylan didn't bring his history book and they had history homework.
Oh, nice. So it worked out. This is great.
But no, it went well. It was good.
That's awesome.
But I just want to let you know that I was very disappointed with the Love is Blind reunion.
Yeah, so for those of you, last episode we had talked about who we thought were going to stay together, who we believed to be really fun couples, and we were really rooting for. So we just tuned in, and I hope you guys had a chance to go watch it, so we're not spoiling for you. But they had the reunion episode on Monday night on Netflix, so we tuned in for that, and it was really just low-key, no drama. Yes, for sure, anticlimactic. It was just not like the U.S. Love is Blind where we're just throwing claws. Nothing going on. No one standing up from their seat. No tears. Nothing wild. So, I mean, I guess that's a good thing, right?
I guess. I just
we're so used to the toxic energy.
I guess. I don't know. I just felt they didn't give anything. I don't know. It just felt very
It was, I think, a little surface level too. I think
it was.
got really deep into
No.
their emotions. It was just kind of like what we saw through the television series, and that was it. They didn't give any extra. So it's like, okay, guys. Like, but a lot of the couples broke up, and I was hoping some of them would still be together today. And
We thought most of them would stay together.
Yeah, because they like, if you go and watch it, and I hope you do, it gave a lot. Like, I feel like a lot of the couples looked very healthy. So I was like very optimistic that we were going to see a lot of couples on the couches.
Yeah.
And when there were so many that were broken up, I was like, wow, like, is love not blind?
According to the UK, no. Because even one of the couples that got married were not together. Which was kind of pretty shocking, actually.
Yeah, because they seemed really healthy.
Well, and I feel like this could be an inaccurate statement, but I feel like most, if not all, people that got married in the US version, they were at least still together at the reunion. If they broke up later on, maybe, but they were at least still together at the reunion.
No, it's true.
So what's kind of ironic is that we thought the US version was very dramatic and like there was some cattiness and there was like some mental instability and all that kind of stuff. And the UK was so like status quo. Like for the most part, everyone seemed pretty normal. Like there was nothing crazy. So we thought that a lot of the couples would be successful. But the US version has way more successful couples than the UK.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I hadn't thought about it that way, but that's true.
Like one of the season, was it last one or was it the one that what was the girl that was a ballerina? 2 seasons ago?
That was 2 seasons ago, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like almost all the couples are still together to this day.
That's true. I feel like the Love is Blind TikTok has
And, like, have
shown us all the
babies.
couples. And yes, a lot of Love is Blind babies, for
And
sure.
so I'm like, okay, the one that's more like seemed more unstable is actually more
is actually successful.
Do you think instability in the beginning of this relationship means more success because you actually are like they're like really getting to know each other and going deep, and that when you are super like it seems super stable like the UK version, that they weren't going deep enough and like really like working through like normal relationship stuff?
Actually, that could be something for sure. I think having adversity and, like you said, some instability in the beginning made them jump into it and have to work on something.
Right.
So when they went off to their retreats, they were already like diving deep, having arguments, getting in the weeds about things. Whereas we didn't see any of that on the UK
Not
one. So I
really.
really wonder, like you said, if they didn't have any adversity, nothing to kind of get deep about. Therefore, as time went on and they got to know each other better, they realized they didn't want to be together and they all broke up. So I wonder like if that adversity really helps to build a good relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, they do say communication is critical in a healthy relationship. So if they're being forced to communicate, I mean, you're already starting off good. Like,
Yeah. I just find that like the more I think about it, it's just like kind of all of them did kind of stay surface. Like I feel like other seasons they really got into like, you know, if you could say like their traumas and like things they're not good at, and that they were abandoned by their father and this is why they're acting this way, and like what was the
like
black
Jess, for
guy?
instance, Jess has, from the previous season, she's got a lot of trauma, right? Like she has her daughter
Yeah.
and no husband around. She also did she have like a healthy relationship with her parents, or was she?
She was adopted.
Yeah,
She was a
so-
foster kid.
A foster kid, that's right. Because I'm thinking of Kat because she was adopted. But the only kind of adversity we've had really was Ollie came out and, you know, shared with us all that he has ADHD.
Yeah.
And he struggles with that. And then Kat, because she was adopted. And then, of course, she got really upset when she found out. Was it Freddie that had cheated? Or was it Kat that had... Freddie cheated.
Freddie had
yeah.
cheated.
So then, of course, but he didn't get to kind of like... explain him, not to say that like we should excuse cheating, right? But I honestly feel like, what if this was something he did when he was like 18 and it was like a whoops and like he already broke up with the I don't know. I feel like there's like we didn't dive deep into
he said that
like,
he regretted it every day, and like
Yeah.
it was in the past, and you know.
but she like held that against him. But then I feel like we didn't get to see that healthy conversation of them working through it and kind of moving forward from it. So I feel like she kind of just like held on to this, and then obviously we saw the outcome on the couches.
Do we think that they did stay surface, or do we think the UK is very like royal-esque in the sense that they always like to put their best like face forward and they edited it to not show that stuff? But I think it's a combination of both.
That is a really great question. And I do think I lean more on the side that British people tend to be a little bit more closed off. That's their personality. Americans are very loud and just like, hey, how are you? And then a British person will just be like, good, carry on, like, have your cuppa, and that's it. Whereas an American person would be like, oh, this is my opportunity to spill my whole life story, even though they didn't ask for it. Like, we're very open book. We're very just like in your face. Like, and even we have problems, we share those problems with everyone around us. Like a person at the grocery store, like standing next to us in line to check out, they're going to get the tea about our life. Whereas I feel like in the UK, they're very just like, that's my own personal stuff. Like, I don't need to share that with you. Not in a mean way, but just like, that's just how they are. They don't think that others care about their problems. So then they just keep it to themselves. So I wonder if like we're seeing all of that kind of like culturally where they're just like not going to dive in deep.
That, and like I said, I think because I'm sure like British people edited this too. Maybe it's the mindset that like we don't want this to be like trash, you know, like we don't want to show the like big argument, or I don't know.
You don't want to be like America?
I don't know. That's one thing. So I always, not that I hate on Miami. It's not that I hate on Miami. Like, it's my home. I've always lived here, you know, whatever. But I'm like, oh, the people, you know, they're rude, they're this, they're that. I would just like to go to like a smaller area where everyone's nice and doesn't feel entitled. But I will say that when I go other places, I don't like that people are not as open as here. So like,
yeah, I guess the Cuban community is very loud and like in your face, but at the same time, like what you just said, the openness, you would lose that if you go to like the friendly small town.
Yeah, like
come on in, girly.
Like
vibe.
everyone here, we like love hugs, and like I always find it odd when I go other places that I'm like I meet people or say hi, and here in Miami we hug and we kiss. Like that's just what you do.
Yeah.
And so that's normal to me because that's all I know. But like when you go to meet people and they're just like, hi, I'm Heather. And it's just like, and you feel like like, am I going to, do you want to hug? Like,
no, it's definitely a Southerner's hug for sure. The
but
kissing
people
though
that you
is
don't
you're not
know?
going to find, they hug. I think Southerners are very warm and welcoming.
They
I think
are,
it's
but
the
I
rest.
feel like-
the rest of the country, like up north and the Midwest and out west, they'll like, of course, like you'll see people hug. This is like not a blanket statement on everybody, but I find that they're not going to be. I just feel like the grandma down in Georgia with her peach tea, she's definitely giving hugs to strangers. Like I feel like here in North Carolina, I feel like everyone I walk around is just like, oh hey girl, like, and then it's like people I don't know, hugs, like, and I think it's Southern hospitality, I think, but no kisses.
Yes.
We're not giving kisses.
I don't know. When I visit my family, like, I don't know, in all my time in North Carolina and stuff, it's like when you meet people, they're like, oh, hi, I'm whatever. And they don't hug. They'll maybe hug you next time they meet you, like they see you. But like that initial, like, I don't know, like they're not going to, like in Miami, it's just like, hi, I'm
the kiss
Heather.
thing, very
like,
European.
Very like, that's just what you do. No one will be weirded out when you do that.
Yeah.
But then like when you do it in North Carolina or wherever, Georgia or whatever, it's always like can I do that? Like, is that okay? So usually my go-to statement is like, oh, I'm a hugger. And that's all I say. But where was I going with this? That I love that people are open. Like we, you know, like that one time my friend and I went to the gym and we went to the sauna and there was like 10 of us girls in there and we were all talking like we were best friends. And like, oh my gosh, girl, I know I felt so fat like we were all just talking and talking and talking and everyone had such a good time. By the time we left, like even in the 20 minutes, like we know what they did for work, where they're from, if they were married, if they had kids, like big things in their life, insecurities about their body. Like we talked about all things. Whereas I felt like if we would be, I don't know, just because North Carolina's on the top, like in my mind now. Like if we were in North Carolina going to the gym, like I might end up in there and like you walk in, you're like, hi, and then you just sit there and like sit in the sauna. Like I don't feel like all 10 people would just be like, blah, 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 like about their life, you know? And so I appreciate that because it just makes things more like, I don't know, maybe it's because of how I grew up.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's different for me because I don't get that impression from the rest of the US. Maybe it's because of my personality, because I will talk to anybody in a room with me. So I find anywhere, I'm trying to think of like a specific state in the US where I've lived where I've felt like the people are a little bit more closed off that are giving that vibe. And I'm trying to think. And I think it is, maybe I'm skewed because of my personality, because then I feel like I naturally am going, and people always say it too, they're like, oh, like I feel like I can talk to you, like, and then they just all of a sudden word vomit all over me, and I'm like, did we just become best friends and we've only known each other for 5 minutes? Like, bye, have a good, dental cleaning, like, hope your x-rays are good, like in a reception room or something.
Jackie.
Yeah, so I can just be a chatterbox.
We can all talk to you. I mean, going into people want to talk to you, so we have dived in to the world of TikTok Live.
It's been fun. It has been just like a roller coaster, I feel like.
Really,
it's exhilarating.
It's been interesting because I have zero experience with TikTok, like none at all. So going into this, like, our initial, like, Jackie made us a TikTok, and then she'd post our things on there, like our little snippets from the podcast. But, like, other than that, we didn't do anything else, like, at all. And so it's funny because then, we had talked about, like, okay, well, so then I kind of started scrolling a little bit to be like, what is this? Like, what's this about? So then I would see lives. And the lives were, like, at the end of the day, like, give me money, kind of, like, follow for follow, give me whatever. And it's such an odd world of coins, and you get dinos and gifts, and that means money, I guess. So I was very like, whoa, what is this? But then I would just see, like, weirdos chatting, and there'd be like 50 people in the room, and they were just like, like outside their trailer, like in a chair, like this close, like, hey guys, like, what are you doing today? And, like, just chatting with everyone in the chat. And I was like, Jackie, this could be something we do. Like, why don't we do, like, live podcasts? Because that's, like, really what we want. We want, like, a community and chatting and all that kind of stuff. I was like, why don't we do, like, live podcasts? So we started looking into it. It's like a mission. Like, it's like we thought we could go live, and then it's like, oh, you don't have enough followers. And so, okay, we worked on our followers. Like, we worked
on our engagement, and, like, we tried to, like, cultivate a community so we can meet TikTok's standards to, like, go live.
Correct. So then we go live because we're thinking, oh, okay, now we can, like, co-host like this, kind of like this style. I feel like a sneeze is coming on, so bear with me. So then we finally get to the follower count, and then we go live. And then it's like, I can't invite Jackie. And I'm just like, what the heck? And it's like, no, you have to go live for 30 minutes for 3 days. And I'm like, like, I just went balls to the wall because I was committed to invite Jackie. And then I'm just on this TikTok live by myself putting makeup on. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. So that's fine. I talked for a little bit, and then Jackie talked for a little bit. And we got our 3 days done. Perfect. Now I go to add Jackie again, and it's like Jackie can't join because she hasn't done 3 30-minute lives. And it's
and mind you, I created my TikTok when everybody else created their TikTok during COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
So I jumped on that when everyone was doing the cool dances on TikTok, and I was like, oh, I want to be able to see all these cool dances and see what people were up to during the lockdown. And so then I had mine, and it just been laying dormant for years. Like, I've not really touched my TikTok. So of course, like, when I had to go and activate all of my live functions, I hadn't met the requirements yet. So we had to then therefore do all of that work for my account as well. So engaging, hopping on lives, being obnoxious on the internet to complete strangers so I can meet the requirements to then go TikTok live. So we can eventually move forward and do live stream podcasts together as a guest for Millennial Mom Chatter. So we're working on it, guys. It's hard.
So we've been doing that, and it's been, like, really fun, like, way more fun than we thought it would be. It seems so, like, like, kind of odd to just, like, hop on like this, and just, like, chat with strangers via chat, but it's been so fun. We've made friends. And Mateo's our #1 fan. He's just great. He always likes our videos and, like, tries to get us to 10K likes, and and always is responding and chatting to what we say. And Gage, and who else do we got?
Then we have
Real
I don't
Deal,
remember
that we're not sure if he's a troll or
he's
nice.
definitely like ragging on us for sure. And
But
that's how
then
some
he's
of
nice.
them kind of just drop into the chat though. Like they just come in there like, you know, throwing insults and throwing shade, and then all of a sudden they're our best friend. And I don't know how it happens. Like, and I
and
think
they-
that's just a TikTok thing, but I didn't know that.
I
So
didn't
I was
know
just
that
like, what
either.
is this? It kind of reminds me of like back in the day, maybe this is like a millennial thing, like chat roulette or Yahoo chat rooms or AIM or MSN Messenger chat rooms where you kind of just like go in there and like you know your friends' screen names. So you guys go in there and chat with each other and it's like fun and you're like giggling and stuff. But then there's the people obviously who are being like psycho people that are just like having alter egos, posting weird stuff. So that's how TikTok lives feel a little bit. Like, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, what's going on in here?
But I think that like all the trolls so far that we've gotten, like they stay with us for the full hour.
Yeah,
So
and they
it's
end
like,
up being like decent people. Like I think that's their front. Like they do that for fun to come in there and troll people who are on TikTok lives. And then all of a sudden they're just like, oh wait, you guys are kind of cool. Like I do want to engage in these conversations.
Yeah.
Like, oh, by the way, my favorite food is Taco Bell. And you're like, bro, like what was all that for the past couple hours? Like,
yeah, and then they kind of like, at least Real Deal, he kind of like then trolls again, and you're just like, dude, I don't know which one you are, but
yeah, but it's all fun. I feel
It's
like
all
it's
fun.
been a good time.
But it's we all determined that one of our first things is we're gonna do a Taco Bell live where we're gonna eat Taco Bell and chat.
A Taco Bell eat party.
Which is so, and it's the funniest thing that has come from this, I think, is we have like a primarily male following.
Which is so crazy. Heather and I have been trying to figure out, we were trying to get to the bottom of this because obviously we are two females, we are two moms, and you know,
And our
sometimes we talk
account's
about fashion.
millennial mom chatter.
Yeah, and we sometimes talk about girl-related
Yeah.
topics. So we kind of thought like, okay, we're going to hop on these lives, and then all of a sudden we're just going to have a bunch of like fellow millennial women on here. And then we go and see, like, once you're on a live on TikTok, you can actually see all of your like analytics to see ages, where they're from, and if it's a male or a female. And so most of our stuff, of course, has been US. And then I think it's because of the time of the day that we're getting on as well. And then it's mostly men. Every single time we've gone live, it's been men. And I'm like, that is so
That
interesting.
stick with us the whole time.
Yeah, and I think they've mentioned too, they're like, you guys seem like wholesome chicks. Like, you know, they're not trying to like do anything weird, and they're having authentic conversations with us and like engaging in like the chat for like
Yeah.
the podcast and, you know, what the group's talking about. But it's just so interesting. Like, but I guess we've not really been talking about girly stuff either. Like we like look back and we're like, oh wow, like we've talked about like some pretty like neutral, everyone can hop on kind of conversation, which I
Yeah.
guess makes it fun.
And kind of like more, I guess, masculine. Like, and when I say masculine, like we're like Taco Bell. One point she was talking about the NFL. So like
We talked about the NHL as well.
yeah. So it is.
I mean,
what
but
it is.
it organically comes up, and I think that kind of maybe is a reflection of us, not to like boost
Yeah.
our egos, but I feel like we're pretty like we're girly, but in a sense we're kind of like normal. I think we're not
Yeah.
obnoxiously over the top girly, so I think maybe that's why they feel like it's a safe space for them to hop. And we could be wrong. I mean, our followers could hop on here and be like, actually, no, like we don't like
You guys suck.
Yeah,
I only like steak so I control you.
yeah, we like to make fun of you, actually.
Yeah, I think it is that. I think that we're just normal. Like I said before, TikTok is just like it's come to where like people just are like if anybody from TikTok is listening to this, it's going to be repetitive, but like people listen to us that are not part of TikTok. But like we describe TikTok lives like homeless people on the side of the road. Like they are just begging for money, but in an incognito way, if that makes any sense. So like you can buy people diamonds, right? So a person will have a goal of 500 diamonds during their life. And so it's like, come on guys, let's reach 500 diamonds. But that's literally them like, come on guys, give me money. Like that's what it translates to.
And Heather's not exaggerating. Like if you literally scroll through your lives on TikTok, it'll be people, and they're not, this is my impression too, is I think if you're offering something, then go ahead and send them 29 cents. Like send them a rose. Like if you're singing, or there's personal trainers on there who are constantly offering like, I don't know, like a personal training workout plan or
Yeah.
something. Like they'll do something for you, and then people are like, oh, here's 29 cents. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. They're giving you something. But these
Yeah.
people that we're talking about are literally sitting doing nothing. They've set up nothing. Like there's no lighting. They're not making anything aesthetically pleasing. There's no music. It's just them being themselves, asking for money, like literally asking for money. And I'm just like, what? Like we always are kind of like flabbergasted. Like what world are we in that we're like what is it called, panhandling, like on the side of the road but on a social media platform.
Yes.
So
and then it cracks me up the ones that do put music and they're like, oh my gosh, okay guys, just follow for follow, and they just have so much energy, and I'm just like, what are we doing? And
I hope you guys can see Heather right now, because that's how it looks when they're just like,
and it's just,
thank you for that,
and it's like, oh my god, thank you so much, cowboy hat, and it's just like, what is, and it's literally every time they get like a cowboy hat or whatever, it's literally somebody sending them like $5, and you're just like, what?
Yeah, we've been learning so much because we had no idea any of this was like that. Because our intention when we got on TikTok Live was not to make money. And we made that very clear to our viewers and listeners. That was like, hey, we're just on here because we want to build up our engagement with TikTok, because we're just trying to get our podcast out there. We want people to hear about us, and we want people to like have conversations with us and like want to hang out with us.
Yeah.
So it's like if they like the vibe on the live, then they can come and follow us and, you know, stay tuned for episodes. So when people are like asking for money and all this, we're like, what? Like, what are all these features? Like, what are all these things? And we're like just scrolling through. Some of the items, didn't we scroll through? You can gift people like what was it, $15?
No, you can gift like $100.
Oh my God. Like some of the items were just so outrageously expensive. And we even talked about it too. Like we don't consider ourselves to be like, we're not like poor, but at the same time, I would never think as I'm scrolling through TikTok to take my wallet out, punch in my credit card number, and then send random strangers on the internet money. Like, I'm just like, what? Like,
and you know, so this is what's mind blowing to me. Like almost like freaking put your Cash App up at that point, because so say I don't know, say like, I think a dinosaur is worth $10. So say a dinosaur.
we love the dinosaur.
Yeah. You send a dinosaur. Because I've looked up these things like, okay, this is 500 coins, but what does that mean? How much is that? So like dinos are worth like $10, right? So TikTok takes 50%.
Is it 50%? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea it was that high. I mean, see, we're not even in it for the money. I had no idea TikTok took so much off the top. Like,
you're sending them $5 now. You might as well have just sent it a Cash App or something. Like
that's actually a good point. We should make that a thing. We'll just drop our Cash App on there.
So
just send us the money straight.
So do you know how much TikTok is making? Because
I had no idea.
These people in these lives are making like $500 each live, maybe more. And
I didn't even think about that.
And so TikTok like also made $500 that live.
Wow. Because at first I was like, wow, these people are on here trying to get 29 cents, but it's not even about that. TikTok loves it.
Yeah.
So they're going to they're going to boost them too. Like they're going to they love lives now because they know people are just literally throwing money at their business. Yeah. I didn't even think about it like beyond that because this is so new to us. Like you and I are just like,
and so if somebody, we don't like, so what a lot of people do is have goals up there. Like I want 500 diamonds, right? Like we don't put any goal because we don't want money, but people can still choose to send you something. So I'm gonna tell you our balance. Don't judge us. No, I'm joking.
I mean, we're basically ballas now. Guys.
We are like
we've like moved up in life now.
So since we don't ask for money and we tell people we don't want money, it's so funny because random people will just come in the room and send us something and then leave. Like they're not even the people that listen to us, but we have 69 cents, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
69 cents, guys.
Yeah, we can almost buy nothing. I mean, candy bars and sodas from a vending machine are even, so never mind. We can't buy anything yet. But like just to say that like we never asked for money. We didn't even know what it was. And then all of a sudden people were like sending us stuff and we're just like, wait, what was that? What just popped up on your screen?
Yeah. Like little stuff. Like one time somebody sent me a cowboy hat. But remember, we were
like, what was that?
It was technically we've gotten like $1.20 or 30 or whatever because TikTok takes 50%. But you can't, so like if say somebody sends you a diamond, you can't deny it. It's just in your balance. Like,
that's what we were trying to figure out too. We were asking everyone like, hey, don't send us stuff. Can we also like cancel it or deny it or send it back?
And you
there's
can't.
Like, no way you can. Yeah.
So we just tried to every so often be like, guys, we don't want your money. Like we're just here to talk.
We always make sure there's no goal on the top of our like lives because we're just like, no, that's not like, that's not what we're here for. Like,
But I mean, I'm not gonna say like, oh, if somebody sends something, I'm gonna be like upset. I just
No,
like,
of course, yeah. But it was just we didn't even realize it was a thing, or like that that it would happen. Because I just thought like, oh, the only people that get paid are the ones who are reading tarot cards,
yeah, no,
like doing stuff.
By the way, Jackie was trolling with the tarot cards. She did like a live with Uno cards, and
yeah.
it was great. I thought it was hilarious.
Our like OG listeners enjoyed it. It was entertaining.
I love how you're like, and this yellow 9 means we gotta bust a rhyme.
I was hoping for more. I wanted to like, I think I predicted one gender of a baby, one promotion, and just like a general like fortune telling. But I was hoping for more. I wanted to like get some more pregnant mamas in there so I could predict some more baby genders. But it's okay. Another time.
It's fine. It's fine. And again, it was just men. And it's funny because we don't mind the men. Like when we say that, it's just, we just didn't expect that we would get the men. And what's so cool, actually, I can say, is that none of them, at least the men that stayed watching us, obviously there's a random one that like pops in and is like, oh my God, love your rack. And then they leave. You know what I mean? But all the men that stay that we're talking about, like, they're kind and they're not flirting with us. And a lot of them have said, like, blah, my wife. And, like, they're just nice people. Like, they're not trying to, like, obviously, we also look, by the way, when we've gone on live, we've gone on, like, zero makeup, in pajamas, like we look terrible. So it's not like they're watching us because we have like our boobs out or like we look so hot, because we don't. I mean,
and I wonder too, I think I had mentioned this the other day. I was so curious because I've scrolled through there and I've noticed a lot of girls get really glammed up, right? They do like, they go to the 9 with like,
no, and they
fake
wear like
eyelashes,
the tank with like,
and then they do have
boobs.
like their assets hanging out. And so I'm just like, okay, like that's fine, to each his own, do your thing, girl. And so then I'm like, okay, well, they're definitely like trying to pull people into their lives. Whereas you and I, we got on there just like authentically ourselves, like, you know, top knots, workout clothes, like you said, PJs, like, and we're just like, oh, let's see what this is all about. Like, let's get in here and have some fun chat with some people. And then sure enough, people were like, wow, you guys are like real and wholesome. And we're like, what? Like, that's all it takes is just to like be normal. And I guess that like says something too, because I don't know if those same types of conversations are taking place for like the girl who's in there, like looking hot and like asking for dinos.
Yeah.
Like,
well, so this is what I think. I think that people crave, kind of like us, people crave for people to be like normal people now. And so what I think is on TikTok, I'm sure I'm not saying that we are we are the only ones on TikTok. I'm not saying that. But I think we are a few of them that we are normal people that aren't weird. So like TikTok, I feel like you have on each side of the spectrum, you have the people that are like begging for money, they're glammed up, like they want something, right? They want you to follow them. They have their boobs out, they have all their makeup done. Like they're just wanting follows, they're just wanting money, all that kind of stuff. Then you have people on the other spectrum that it's like, you know, like Ted from Arkansas out of his trailer, and he's like with a camera like this, and he's like, so like really weird people. And you're just like,
Mm-hmm.
So I think we are the middle where we're like normal people that aren't asking for money.
And I think people gravitate towards that just naturally, like organically. Yeah, for sure.
So we're normal, but then like, so I think we're in the middle, and there's not many people in the middle.
No, not on TikTok Live. No, there's not. Generally, people are on there, like you said, they're on a mission for something, or they're just kind of like weird, doing weird stuff. And that's fine. Like that's their quirk or whatever they're up to. That's their agenda.
Yeah.
But then like, we're just kind of like, hey, what is this? Let's like go in here and see, like normal. Like
the only money I really want, and when I say that I want, is like if we get to that 10,000 mark and we can monetize in the sense where TikTok is paying us, not other people.
Is that what it is? Sorry to interrupt. Is it 10,000 followers? Is that the only requirement before you're able to monetize on TikTok?
I think you can start monetizing at 5 if you're invited. It's like this whole, TikTok has all these
I know.
rules.
We thought we made it with the lives, and it took 20 more hurdles to get past that. Okay, so 10,000 is like
it's like between
goal.
5 and 10. But so then depending on your views and your comments on stuff, like And I think if the video has to be more than a minute, which is kind of really easy for a podcast
Yeah.
like us, because
Yes.
we can just make it like 101 or 115, whatever it is.
We basically just talk for a living.
Well, yeah, we just take a snippet from our podcast. But TikTok pays you. It's not your viewers. So like,
Yeah.
sure, TikTok pay me. I don't care.
Yeah. No, and I guess that
Perfect.
makes sense why we see so many of the TikTok 10,000 follow train or friendship or teamwork, all of those style of TikTok videos and lives. And I guess
Yeah.
I never even thought about it when they're all striving for 10,000. I'm like, what's up
Well,
with that
and,
number?
and you're
Like,
open to TikTok Shop, which is like,
Oh, and that's so annoying too. That's like a whole nother thing.
that's a
feel
whole
like-
other thing.
Yeah,
Is
that like blew my mind
look
too.
at my
'Cause I
they're
was
like
what are
in
you
their
guys selling?
living room. They're in
Yeah.
their living room, like almost like a set, and they're like, so this vacuum's gray, and it's like on, and you're just like, what?
But I think I was most shocked by like, yeah, I saw the women doing that, and I was like, okay, fine. They're selling like skincare or like jewelry. Like it'll be like a little bracelet in like a gift box, and they have like all of them lined up with like the lights and stuff. I think I was most shocked by like the grown men. Like it's like a 50-year-old man, and he's got a whole shelf of merchandise. He's got lighting. He's got like his hashtags and stuff like in neon lights, and he's in there. He's like, and then this bracelet, it's really great. Like look right here, and I'm just like, what? Like I
No.
had no idea.
There was this guy, like grown man, that had like, he had music on and he had like his lights on, and he had like, if you're watching the video, you'll see, but he had his like skincare like literally like turning in front of him, and it was like a whole 7-set skincare, and he was like, guys, it's great, like you can use it every day. And like, you looked at him, he was literally like a black guy, looked like he was like almost like probably like really sporty, like played basketball and stuff, and like he had dreads, and I'm just like, dude, you probably do not. And it was like this little pink serum, and I'm just like, you do
Like he had
not
like nice.
use
He was
this?
masculine and he had nice skin, and he's just
Yeah,
like trying to pitch it. Like,
I'm just like, come on, dude. Like, good for you. He's hustling. See, those people.
and
I'm
he's
like,
probably actually making money though. The fact that he like
Oh, yeah, they
had all
are.
that merchandise and like the little turntable like advertising and showing off the merchandise. I'm just like, wow, like this is
Listen,
working.
respect the hustle, I guess. You know.
No, for
It's
sure.
just
And
not
then
for
like
us.
now in a year, all of a sudden we're gonna be on TikTok Shop.
So like I've told Jackie I would only go on TikTok Shop on stuff I already have in my home, that like, for example, for the men that's listening, sorry, but like the cakes like boob, like
yeah.
braless things, I have those already and I love them. Like
Oh yeah,
I
there's
to-
a few things for sure.
Like I've told Jackie, like, you have to get some, and I've told all my friends I love them. I use them all the time. So like something like that, sure, maybe I would go on and like talk about it, because I already talk about it for free. So might as well get paid to talk about it.
Oh no,
But,
absolutely. We definitely want to
to.
share products with people because that's also a thing. Like our podcast is a community, and it's like kind of like girl chat, right? Like if I have a
Yeah.
lipstick that I love, I'm gonna want to share it with my friends. So I feel like if we come across a product that we just like love and we're raving about, then absolutely we'll share it with our listeners and our friends, like for sure.
So if you see us on TikTok Shop, it is
Don't
something
judge.
we already owned. We did not buy to sell. We did not like. We have it already, and we like
Yeah.
it.
We just want to
And-
share it with you guys. Like, share,
Yeah,
we're
and
not
if we
going
don't
to
make
gatekeep.
any-
We
yeah.
want to share the cool stuff with you.
And if we don't make money from it, it's fine. Like, we're not worried about it.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was our journey with TikTok Live. By the way, I've been looking at my wrinkles and
You
in
don't
the
have any
camera,
wrinkles,
and I need to do my frownies. I've been slacking the past like 2 weeks.
but you can't
Really
see
bad.
anything though.
No,
I
no,
would
you
say
can.
like
Look at this.
that's just like an expression. That's not a wrinkle though. That's just
Yeah,
like your
but
forehead
you can
moving
s-
because you're like
you can s-
smiling or
Girl,
scowling.
you could see I was doing so good, and then just okay.
I can't. I feel like I'm impressed.
So like frownies, we love frownies. We love us
Yes.
some frownies. So
Yes,
we'll be
heck
on
yeah.
TikTok Shop with frownies.
Yeah. I don't know if frownies are on TikTok Shop.
I don't
but
think so either,
We'll
but-
definitely be sharing all the information about frownies for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's our like hot take this week? What has been
Um,
kind of like either cringe-worthy or crazy? I feel like there's just been a lot
Um,
of stuff going on. that we
Yeah,
could
there
talk about.
has been, but I'll make mine a nice hot take.
Ooh, nice.
My hot take is that Lindsay Lohan is back, baby.
Ooh. Okay. So what are we thinking? Are we here for Lindsay Lohan coming back?
I really hope. I mean, I just think that Amanda Bynes might be like, she just has no hope. But because she ruined her face forever.
I know. I wish she would never have done what she did. I feel so
Yeah.
bad for her.
I do too. But Lindsay Lohan was in a very similar situation as her. She just didn't she looks rough on her face because she was on drugs and too skinny and all that kind of stuff. But like she didn't forever ruin her face. So now that she's normal and healthy, she can come back and like she looks fantastic.
Yeah, we are so happy for you, Lindsay Lohan. We are so happy that you are on this like great track right now. Because I mean, she's done a couple movies with Netflix too.
Yeah,
like in the past couple years.
And she's married and has a kid, and she seems so healthy. But I think the difference between her and like a Britney Spears or Amanda Bynes is that like Amanda Bynes and Britney Spears have like mental conditions. Whereas I think Lindsay Lohan, maybe she did deal with like some depression or different things because it's hard being a child actor. Like we've already proven that like almost every child actor goes down at some point,
Yeah, they struggle with something at some point during their like adolescence to adulthood.
Correct. It really messes with their head. So like in that sense, she struggled with stuff, Lindsay Lohan, and that's probably what got her on drugs. But at the end of the day, she really just had a drug issue. Like I don't think she had like this big mental disorder. Like I don't think she's bipolar or whatever. She just dealt with drugs. She got caught up in it and she
was
spiraled.
Young. Exactly. She was young, and that's what her friends were doing at the time as well. So she was just like living her best life back then. And I'm so happy for her that like she overcame it. She didn't stay there. She didn't stay in that place, and she got out of it. And now she is just doing fantastic. And I'm excited because what movie did we just hear we're going to get next year?
Freaky Friday.
I'm so here for it. So it's Jamie Lee Curtis coming back as well, and she looks phenomenal. She's just been such an incredible actress over all these years. She's been around for forever, like our whole lives, basically.
Yeah.
So she's fantastic, and I love that they're having fun with it too. I don't know if you guys have seen like they're like little snippets of like promo for Freaky Friday too, but it's so cute seeing them like their chemistry because didn't she also kind of like stay really connected to Lindsay Lohan through the years as well, almost like a motherly figure, even from the first Freaky Friday. So I just love that they're like, it feels very authentic seeing them. And I'm looking forward to the movie for sure.
I am going to predict, I think, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to predict that they will do a Parent Trap. Ooh. And I think she will be an adult and their kids will go to camp.
That is the cutest thing I've ever heard. So we need, like, what is that, Paramount Studios? Like, is someone going to come in here? Like, you got to give Heather some money for the rights to the script and everything for this movie.
Obviously, what's her name can't come. Oh, what's her name? The mom? Because she died.
You're talking about the mom of...
Liam Neeson's wife.
Oh, she's the actress who played the mom in Parent Trap?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
It was Liam Neeson's wife. She died in a ski accident, like in '99 or early 2000s. Wow. That makes sense. Not early 2000s, maybe like 2006 or something. Oh. She died in a ski accident.
She's stunning, and I love Liam Neeson as well, so that makes me sad because
I know. Yeah, he's a
stunning lady. So.
Or widower. What is this? What's the man one?
Widower.
But
that's sad.
Dennis Quaid, I love me some Dennis.
Oh Quaid. Yeah, and he's one of those guys. I don't think. Not that I'm saying like I would leave Tony and go after Dennis, but I just like he is a good looking man. Like as far as like how he's aged from that movie all the way to now. And I'm just like, there's just some people who can really just hold on to that like handsomeness.
Okay.
Like, he's
so I agree with you. Dennis Quaid is like, he is probably one of my top favorite like celebrity quote unquote crushes. He is like, when you see him, you're like, he's a man.
Yes. That's the thing too. Very masculine features. And I think too, nothing has changed. He's not like out there getting like a facelift. You know how old he is,
right?
No, how old is he?
Okay. So I saw him on Joe Rogan.
Okay.
But go listen to his podcast. Yeah. Go listen to his podcast. He's actually
what do they talk about?
They talk a little bit, kind of a lot about politics a little bit because like that's currently what's happening. Right. But they do talk about a lot of stuff.
Oh, this is recently. This is kind of a newer episode. Okay, cool.
So he looks great. Do you see a picture of, or like,
yeah, 1954.
He's 70.
Yeah, no, he is 70. He's 6 foot tall as well. So I feel like that works for him too, because then he's not going to like all of a sudden just like turn into like a haggard, like gain all like the dad weight or anything.
No,
like that.
he is so in shape.
And he has all of his hair. Like, that doesn't happen often.
He has muscles. He's in shape.
Yeah.
He looks fantastic. So anyways, he should be part of this Parent Trap sequel.
Yes, he should be. Absolutely.
And be the hot grandpa in it.
We endorse Dennis Quaid to do Parent Trap 2. This is amazing. He's doing so good.
And I just liked him even more because he's done really like good, wholesome movies in the past few years. Like, did you see, is it Blue Finn? where it's like a Mexican, like a hurricane comes.
Oh, the day after tomorrow?
No.
That one was a long time ago.
That's like the world ended, kind of. It froze over.
Wait, you're talking about a movie he did, though.
Yeah. Blue fish, blue fin, blue water, something like that.
I know.
Anyways.
I'm looking through his list and I don't see anything. That's why I was trying to. The day after tomorrow has water in it. That's the only reason I went.
No. It's like in 2023, 22 on Netflix.
Oh, The Long Game?
Nope.
The Hill.
It's something water, like blue.
He was in Jaws 3.
No.
There's nothing in here.
Anyways, I'll find it. But so he's done really good, wholesome. Like they have like a meaning behind the movie. And a lot of like true stories. So this one I'm talking about, like it's a not foster home, like a orphanage in Mexico, and a hurricane's coming, and it ends up like destroying them, and they don't know how they're gonna survive. This is all a true story, by the way. And so they have a fishing tournament in Mexico, and so they get marlins. They fish for marlins. Whoever gets the biggest marlin wins all the money. So Dennis Quaid plays one of the guys who has won before in the past, and so they team up some of the kids, the older teenagers, with Dennis Quaid to catch the biggest marlin, so that they can win money for the orphanage.
Oh, that's
and
cute.
It's a super cute movie. But he's done a lot of like true stories, like good, like meaningful movies recently.
No, for sure. Yeah,
and
because
then
we have Reagan coming out. He's going to do Reagan. And
Well,
then he did
okay.
Dog's Purpose. So Dog's Purpose, tearjerker if you love dogs. Don't watch it, but like along the lines
It's
of like
good.
a wholesome movie for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
So he talked about Reagan. So that's kind of how they got in the political, because obviously he is kind of in a political movie, right?
Yeah.
So Facebook, when you listen to the podcast, Facebook wouldn't let Reagan be promoted on Facebook
oh, interesting. But it's
because it's like
It's
it
a
leans-
historic
it
kind of-
leans
not a
more
documentary.
conservative, so they didn't like it.
Oh.
They thought that it would. This movie is going to benefit Trump. That's how they saw it. So they removed it. So they ended up going back and kind of he had to fight it. And he ended up kind of winning, and they were like, sorry, we interfered. But they were blocking all of it. So then it kind of spiraled into a little bit of political talk or whatever. But he's a conservative. And he wasn't, when I say conservative, he wasn't like his whole life. Because obviously we've talked about this before. Democrats used to be wildly different than they are now.
Yeah, for sure.
Republicans and Democrats were like this. Where like you could lean either way based on who it was, and we were all alike, and I just don't believe in that policy, whatever. But we used to be like very like normal people,
Agreed.
like
Yes.
we all used to be like this side by side. Now it's like this,
And it's wildly different and extreme.
wildly different,
Like,
extremes. So, anyways. He talks about like they end up talking about political stuff, but like he has like a gospel album coming out.
Oh,
He
wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And like just like his whole conversation with him is like just so wholesome and normal. Like he's just a normal guy. So I loved listening to that. But I don't know how we spiraled from Lindsay Lohan, but that's my hot take is that Lindsay Lohan's back, and I am so excited that she looks great and she looks so healthy, and I love to see like she was so great when she was younger, and then like I understand it's tough with like money and what people do to you. Who knows what like producers and directors did to her in the sense
Yeah, we
of,
don't
like,
even know her full story,
No.
because like a lot of the people came out on those different documentaries
Yeah.
we had seen, but and that's
So-
fine. Lindsay Lohan doesn't need to share that with us, but at the
No.
same time, like we can kind of assume that it's hard. Like,
Yeah.
she probably didn't have the best teenage years, maybe. Like we can just kind of like generally assume that.
So she was talented, did great movies when she was younger, messed up a little, had her time. And now
that's
she's
fine.
doing great, and I love to see it.
Yeah.
So that's my hot take.
No, for sure. And I'm here for it because I'm the same as you. Like, I love that she's bounced back and we get to see another awesome movie. And I'll definitely go and see that for sure because I love Freaky Friday 1. And I'm a Lindsay Lohan fan. There's not a lot of movies that I can look back on and like say that I didn't enjoy. Like,
No, especially when you're a teenager. Like, what's the teenage
because
drama
she did
queen?
Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, Herbie.
I didn't care for
obviously,
Herbie. Never liked
it was
Herbie.
okay though. I watch it with
Yeah.
the boys just because it's a car, and I
Yeah.
mean she did fine in it. Like, and she did that with, what is it, Justin Long, I think is who she did that one with. So it was very relevant at the time, like with the casting and everything.
Yeah.
And that was when her album came out as well. So like that was the soundtrack. So I feel like it was just kind of like a fun transitional stage for her as well. And I am forever a Mean Girls fan. So that's going to be like one of my top movies if you ask me. Like
Yeah.
I could watch that over and over again. So I'm just like, Lindsay Lohan, you're killing it. Good for you, girl. Like,
Yeah, she's doing great, and I'm very excited to have her back. So that's great. But thanks for joining us.
yes, it's always so fun chatting and having our morning coffee with you guys.
Yes.
So
and
look
catch
forward
us on
to
TikTok Live.
Yes, if you like, listen, and subscribe. And you can find us on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, not on Facebook.
No,
Because it's not really
it's old
relatable
people.
for a podcast. Yeah, it's old people. But like we're trying to like keep it strictly podcasty, so you'll find us on stuff
Honestly,
where you
we
can-
can't mentally handle another platform.
No,
We're
but
already
Facebook would
giving-
be easy though. Like,
And we're
'cause there's
already
nothing to
giving
do with
up
Facebook.
on Instagram, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, like, yeah, I feel like we could talk about that too. Like, that's just been so challenging. Like, Instagram is definitely, but what I've seen and I've heard from other people as well is Instagram's going down. Like, the newer generations don't care for it. They're all over like Snapchat and TikTok.
Well, you know what's
and
weird
what's
is
the
I
other one? A
that
little bit of
Insta-
Threads, but like Instagram's like gone. Like,
But I don't think it's gone in personal life.
no.
I
Like,
think
people want to
people-
share like pictures of their kids.
I think
and their
people are
dogs. Like,
still obsessed with Instagram. I just don't think business-wise that is where it's at.
yeah, we're not going viral.
Not that we're a
on
business,
Instagram.
but
No.
it's that vibe that we're not personal in the
Oh,
sense
that's
of like
the new
sharing
thing.
our
That's what I
kids.
was thinking of. So instead of doing reels on Instagram, since that's like flopping right now for like 2024, the new thing is the YouTube shorts. Those are where it's at. So if you're like starting a business, don't focus all your energy on Instagram, head over to YouTube shorts. That's where the views are at.
Well, that's kind of what we're focusing on because it's really nice that YouTube. So YouTube, we can obviously upload our podcast. So people can literally just click into our profile and all of our podcasts are there. So it's so convenient. TikTok, you got to find us, but it's doing well. So we're just like, Instagram's kind of really in the back burner, which is like shocking. I almost want to just give up on it completely.
I know
but
it's
whatever.
disappointing because I feel like Instagram was where it was at. And
I
then
know.
we focused a lot of energy on engaging on there. Like, we really wanted to make an authentic community and have followers who we were having conversations with. And we worked so hard. And I just feel like, I don't know. It's
Kara's video's still killing it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you'll have to go back into our podcast and go listen to our interview that we had with Cara Leona. And she was on 90 Day Fiance, and she was incredible. We got so much tea from her about just being a millennial with like living this life with buying houses and finances and trying to keep up with the Joneses. So I feel like that's a really
Reality
good listen.
TV she talks a
Yes,
little bit
reality
about,
TV.
but it's very not saying non-conversational, but there is a topic on it, and she talks
Yeah.
about buying home as a millennial and what you can do and tips and all of that. So go listen to that. That has quality content, not just us like
Not to say that people don't love listening to us with the chatterboxes, but
And we want to have people. Now we're going to really have to like switch gears possibly, because if we have a male following, like maybe we can't.
we got to
only-
get some male guest
I was gonna
speakers
say
on here.
maybe we don't only have chicks.
Though I feel like men can be millennials too.
Yeah.
Like, they also were born in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, I mean maybe all the men will watch Built by Becky because
Yeah, she's incredible.
our goal is to get some Built by Becky on here.
And like a variety of guests, essentially. So
Yes,
we'll get
to
some
kind of
dudes
cover
on
all
here for sure.
topics and all that. But anyways, thank you for
Yeah.
joining us, and we will catch you next week. Be sure to like everything. As if you're listening on Spotify, rate our show, please. And
Yes,
if you
we
don't
appreciate
if you're
it.
not going to rate it 5 stars, then just don't rate it at all. I'm
Yeah,
joking.
we only want all the positive vibes,
I'm
guys.
joking. But anyways, we hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Bye.
Bye.